What's up, guys, and welcome back to Diplomacy Openings. My name is Eric Van Mechelen, and we're looking at this game with some interesting openings from a variety of the great powers. And let's see, we've covered Austria and Turkey so far, and let's go ahead and stay in the Eastern Theater here and just have a look at Italy real quick. I think Italy's negotiation was probably the most interesting in this game. We see they've played it pretty snug and safe, very non-committal, holding Venice, Rome to Apulia, and Naples to the Ionian. And then the negotiation went as such. I think Italy is probably a little concerned of how snug Austria is, but at the same moment wants to keep that cooperation going, at least for the moment, and see how things develop. As we know, Italy has the ability to affect the game 2-3 years down the line, not so much early on in the game. And so keeping that strategically in mind as Italy is really key. And so we kind of see that playing for Italy here. Then the decision is what to do in fall. Okay. Italy, it looks like, doesn't want to take Tunis via convoy, so goes ahead and takes with the fleet. And then also makes this move here into Venice and also into Tyrolia. So I think from the Italian position, this is probably a hedge against Austria. Obviously, Italy could have just rolled into Trieste, but didn't want to do that. Like, wanted to actually keep Austria in the game, keep his word in terms of the negotiation, and actually invited, suggested that, when Austria brought this really interesting plan of playing into the Ionian, didn't say no to that. Just said, look, I'd rather you go ahead and take the Aegean. If we're going to work together, it's better if you get 2 builds than 1. And but if you must, because I'd rather take Tunis with the fleet. If you must, then go ahead and let's try this creative opening in terms of Albania to the Ionian. And as Italy, I can move Austria out of the Ionian myself in the fall, or in spring 02. If it seems like it's not a good idea for us to work together. But most likely, I'm comfortable continuing to work with Austria in the near term. And so I'm going to go ahead and build in Naples. And then I really have a decision. It depends on what I think France is going to do in terms of how I want to proceed as well. So my negotiations with him were that he was feeling good about getting 3 builds, but he also knew he was going to be taking a risk. And actually, Germany has gone ahead and moved into Burgundy versus him. He does have 3 builds, but he's going to have some work to do just to clean that up. I think he will probably, if I'm Italy, I'm thinking he's probably going to be able to do that just based upon the Germans' precarious position. Getting 2 builds himself, but also giving up Denmark. It looks like England and Russia are working together. So from my standpoint as Italy, when Austria comes to me in the spring, we're going to see what France builds. It looks like he's going to build, Fleet Brest, Army Paris, Army Marseille, but he could do the opposite, and he could build a Fleet Marseille and go Army Brest, Army Paris, and just say to England, I'm not building fleets because I'm really happy to work with you against Germany. So I'm going to be paying attention to that build. And then based upon that, I have the flexibility of playing Western Med and Tyrrhenian Sea if I feel like Austria is good with me. But I can also play a little bit safer and encourage Austria to move into Greece or the Aegean, or even the Eastern Med himself. It seems most likely he'll just take Greece himself, and I can slide into the Ionian. And then I have the decision with Tunis of what to do. Like, do I want to immediately provoke France by playing to the Western Med, or do I do something a little bit different there? Do I keep that disguised? Do I support myself from Naples into the Ionian from Tunis so that I have the option later to do that? That at least gives me the diplomatic strength, or at least credibility with France, of saying, look, I didn't immediately move into the Western Med. So on the northern front of my borders, I have Tirol and Venice. And Austria's probably not entirely excited about me, but I think we can patch that up. But it also gives me a hedge both on Germany as well as with Russia, right? Because Russia and I, in some situations here, can combine either against Germany or against Austria at the right moment. So I'm going to have to play that negotiation very carefully as Italy. I'm hoping that Austria just decides, look, I'm gonna play my army in Budapest and trust you, because that lets us continue to work together a little bit easier. But hey, if he wants to build Trieste, I'm comfortable with that too. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll look at Russia. Take care.